But as you can see from the title and from what I'm wearing,
Not why I'm wearing. I'm definitely
we
didn't
are
find
doing-
anything suitable.
yeah. So we are doing something a bit different. We're gonna talk about two shows that are not related to each other, but in some sort of way they are related. They are related by the same company that brings them, Amazon.
Yes.
So we're gonna talk about The Boys, and we're gonna talk about Invincible, and by the title as you've seen, we're gonna talk about how they changed the game to the
Yes.
superhero
They
genre.
have a very hard connection between them.
Yeah.
Although one of them is animation and one of them is
Live action.
live action.
So what do you want to
Very-
start with, The Boys or with Invincible?
Let's start with The Boys.
Okay, so as you know,
Wait
The
a
Boys.
second, wait a second. I want to say something. The Boys was kind of a surprise for me. Okay? In the person man. I didn't know what to expect.
Are you talking about the first season or this season?
The beginning. In the
Okay.
beginning. So I thought it would be another, superheroes. I don't find much interested in that, but you tell me it's something new and we should watch it.
Yeah, because as we talked about before, not on this YouTube channel, but we talked between us, you kind of feel like there's a superhero fatigue. Like maybe this genre is going to die soon because
Yeah.
every movie that comes out and TV shows all feel the same and feel like bland. Nothing new, nothing interesting.
Yeah, it's repeating on itself over and over again,
Yes.
and there's nothing new, nothing exciting, no surprise.
No.
But in this series, we kind of was very surprised to watch. I don't know how to say it. A massive, violent,
It's an extremely violent
Yeah.
TV show.
no limit.
No, not at all.
Also in the language.
And not only language, but by everything else.
Yes.
As you probably know from the internet, if you haven't seen the show, we highly recommend it. There are gonna be some spoilers here and there, but there's not going
We
to
will try
be.
not to tell you what's happening and what's
But we're
going
gonna
to
talk
happen.
about
but
when we get to the spoiler section. We're gonna give you a warning. But as you know, this is a very blunt TV show.
yeah.
It takes itself seriously, but sort of as a satire on what superheroes will be and how it will be run in the real world. Like
Yeah.
the whole vote and the relationship in vote.
Yeah, I think VOT it's basically like a huge company that works today. There is a few companies,
A huge corporation.
huge corporate. They touch everything
Yeah.
from the small glass of water that you drink to mega playground that they make. You probably understand what we are talking about.
Yeah, if you've seen the show.
So I think if some company or some science company that will find some serum that can make ordinary people to soups, I think the outcome will be
Sort of the same as this
sort
show.
of the same, because they have the same problem that we have as a human. They have the extra thing, of course, the power that everyone have a different power. Not everyone can do the same thing. That's very interesting, but they have all the mental problem that we have.
Yeah,
all the
they're not-
issues
they're-
that we are
they're not
dealing with.
perfect.
Like we are.
Yeah, they're humans with
Yeah.
powers. They're not some. They are superheroes, they're sort of like a superhuman, but they eventually, at the core of themselves,
They
are
present it
humans.
as a product.
Yes.
They present it as something larger than life, but in the real life they're kind of
And,
douchebags.
and it's something that you see in the show, specifically in Homelander.
Yeah, Homelander, I think it's I don't know, it's clue like sort of Superman. Think about it.
Yeah, he's sort of a Superman.
Superman
he can
with
fly,
a-
he has
yeah.
laser eyes, he's super.
But I think he's more close to the real Superman than
If
Superman itself.
if Superman was real,
Yeah.
if it was in the real world,
I think
it
he
would
was
have
very
been
close
like
to Homelander.
Homelander,
Yeah.
not like Superman. He wouldn't be
Definitely.
that the good boy, the scout boy.
From outside, he could be very, very. He smiles every day.
Optimistic.
He takes the little child, give him some flowers. He is perfect. But in the closed room, you have all the issues that we have, all the fears, all the problems, all the doubts, all the you want to mention the relations between
Yes,
father and
and
son
this
issues.
is something that
Also in Superman.
yeah,
There is the
exactly.
same
But
issues.
this is something that connects between the two shows, so it's gonna be down the line. I'm gonna say, but I do want to give a huge props to Anthony Starr, who plays Homelander.
Definitely, he's a surprise. He's a new actor.
Yeah, I
We
haven't
didn't know
seen
him.
I haven't seen him before, but
Yeah.
the way that he portrays Homelander, whether he's happy, sad,
Yeah.
crazy, anxious,
He's look like a genetic, as a lab human, the human that grow in lab. Think about it.
yeah, it talks about it in the first season and the
Yeah.
second season as well, and we're gonna talk about the third season in a bit. But I do want to say in each season, he takes the character, and you can see that Anthony Starr really understands what Homelander's supposed to be,
Definitely.
and he takes him even more, and he improves on his acting with the character in each season. Like each season, Homelander, for me, becomes the main show. He becomes
main
the
show.
show.
Yeah,
I mean,
definitely.
you gotta love Carl Urban as Butcher.
Wait a second. We're gonna talk about all the good guys because the good guys have a lot of problems
Yes.
itself. They're not perfect at all.
No, nobody's perfect in this world, and that's what's amazing.
Even though you have a very large, I don't know how to say it, a large
Problem.
no, not problem. They want to make the world better. They want to destroy all the soups and reveal the lies behind this. Okay, but the way to do it, it's very dirty.
Yeah, it's you can't do it in a good way. You gotta play dirty.
Also, the good guys appears to be not the bad guys, but doing bad things. A lot of bad things.
Yeah, and
So I think this all the boys thing it's unique. It's unique because it takes the superheroes to another level of interesting.
and I
It
think
stopped to be the all the things
Avengers
that we used
and
to be.
X-Men and
Yeah.
Justice League.
All the things that we used to.
They're
to
always
show.
trying to save
Yeah.
the world from bigger problems, but in this, like at the core of this story of the boys, is what would superheroes be like in a real world?
Yeah.
Like what a corporation would do. They would merchandise the hell out of them. They would make movies out of them.
And what-
they
what-
would make clothes.
And what the most terrifying weapon that you have in life is money, economics. And also, and every time they want to frighten them, they said about popularity, maybe they lose credits, they lose contracts.
the stocks will go down
Yeah,
if they go this route or
all
that
about
route.
all about the usual things that in real life.
The money is the most important
Yeah.
thing, and that's
And-
what
and
I
you-
really love about this film, this TV show, that it takes the superhero genre and gives it such a unique twist.
Maybe more realistic, I think. How realistic.
And,
It's
and
not
I wanna
realistic
give,
things, but
and I want to give huge props to everyone in this cast.
yeah.
I mean, you have
Yui is the perfect nerd.
he's
They worked in
amazing.
electronic stores and
Yeah.
and out of the blue he got into this
He's
mess.
sucked into
Yeah.
this whole mess.
He doesn't want to do anything.
No.
He said, I'm an ordinary guy and I want to get any involved with fighting this huge corporation.
And that's on the first season, and the third season it continues this storyline. And I don't want to get too much into the third season, as much as I don't want to get into Invincible too much on spoilers, because I do think
Yeah, but
everybody
there
should
is a
give it
few
watch.
characters that are very important. Of course, Butcher, you mentioned it.
Carl Urban.
Carl Urban
I mean,
also makes the series
he plays
in high level.
amazingly well.
Yeah.
Every line that he delivers is so on point, and he delivers his performance in the best possible
Yeah.
way. Like every time you see him, you're like, yeah, that's Butcher. and he's so unexpected. Like,
And Tomer Capone is French.
and we're from Israel, and
Yeah.
Tomer Capone
He's
is
Israeli
Frenchy, and
actor.
you didn't know that that Frenchy was an Israeli actor. You thought
No.
he was French.
Yeah, I thought he was French. He was.
And then I told you, like, on the third episode, I told you, you know that he's Israeli. His name is Tomer Capone. And you were like, what?
Yeah, yeah.
So
exactly.
that was really nice to have some representation.
Yeah.
And you have Kimiko as well. She doesn't speak, but she's so brutal, and her character.
She also involved.
But her character relationship
chapters.
with Frenchie is
Yeah.
so interesting and unique. And there's MM with his relationship with his daughter and his ex-wife and everything that goes on. And I think every character is so fleshed out.
I think this series it's very important because it's changed the course. Think about all the superhero movies like a big ship. They're going from one direction to another,
They're going
and
to the
suddenly
same
someone
direction.
take the wheels and move it a bit.
Yes.
I think it's the first, and I think now, and I hope that now they're going to be a new kind of new genre of superhero.
That's this point of this video. And on season 3, we're gonna talk in a bit. We're gonna talk about now on Invincible,
Yeah.
and then we're gonna connect between two of them and why do we think they deserve the same video. Invincible, I showed you right after we finished The Boys season 3. So we were like, I want to see superhero stuff, but like on the unique stuff. And we watched the first episode, and you thought it was like any
Again, you know, there is a hero, there is a villain.
There's a
they're
group of
fighting.
heroes,
Yeah.
and
Of
a
course-
more generic and usual
Yeah,
type of superhero is. It was more brutal, but
It was more gory and a lot of blood and
on-
violence.
But by the end of the
Yeah,
episode,
in the end, every season one-
in the entire first episode, you were like, okay, it's a superhero show. You didn't know what the catch was. Why I told you that we should watch it.
It's very different from The Boys because here, the main character, the Omni-Man, it's not from Earth.
Well,
His story is very interesting.
I mean, it depends. The main character is invincible. He's not Omni-Man, but I think
Yeah, but
Omni-Man
Omni-Man is
Omni-Man's presence
it's
and
the base of the
it's the
series.
core.
Yeah.
It's the core of the series. But as I've said, we watched the first episode, and at the end, there's gonna be spoilers for the first episode and a bit on the end. But we're gonna talk non-spoilers just for the first episode for now on Invincible. When at the end of the first episode, when Omni-Man goes to the League of the Guardians of League of Guardians, I forgot the name because Guardians of the Galaxy stuff, and it's a bit of a parody on them, and he destroys them, and you don't understand why.
He kills every one of them brutally,
But it's so gory, and it was so unexpected.
and you watched it and you don't understand anything.
No.
Why
And-
eat with them? You have to they work together
Yeah,
in
they're
some
both
ways.
good.
Why did he kill
What-
all of them?
And you wondered through the entire series, why did he do it?
And in the after it, he doesn't talk about it. Okay, there is some investigation, of course.
By someone from Hell,
Yeah,
which
it reminds
kind
me
of remind of
Hellraiser.
Hellboy. A combination of Constantine and Hellboy, I think, right? By the
It's
look of
very
it, it's
like-
Hellboy,
yeah, Hellboy
but
like-
his personalization
Yeah,
is like
and there
Constantine.
is some sort of investigation. He invests what's really happened, and you don't know what happened. The audience doesn't know what happened, and I think this is a unique view.
Of what a good superhero could do.
Yeah, a good
Because-
story, a good detective story. What's happening?
Yeah, but it's not a detective story. It
No, it's
comes
not.
here and there. It's more on the how Invincible became Invincible, how it became a
And
better superhero.
he doesn't have powers until in a certain age.
Yeah, he didn't get it from him when he was
Yeah.
young. So Omni was a bit reluctant on
He
teaching him.
should train him, of course.
Yes, and I think what makes this show, I think, better than all of the youth superhero,
Yeah.
when you have Peter Parker or the Flash or any youth character, it shows how difficult the relationship of being a superhero and not telling
Yeah.
that you're a superhero.
You have to hide it from the
It-
society that you live in.
In this show, he has a problem of keeping a relationship with his girlfriend
Yeah.
because he wants to save the world.
You have to disappear.
And I do love Spider-Man, but it never feels like he just goes and Mary Jane doesn't really care or that
Yeah.
he's gone, and he doesn't have any problem with being both Spider-Man and Peter Parker and combining the two. Here there's a really problem to his roots. Like, what does he want to be? Does he want to be a superhero? And if he wants to be a superhero, he can't tell anyone.
Yeah.
You know, he needs to have a secret identity, but it takes from his personal and you know, it takes from his relationships with others, from his best friends, from everyone. So he can't be himself and a superhero at the same time.
And he doesn't have all the qualified powers. He's just a rookie.
Yeah, he's powerful, but he still gets his ass beaten many times.
Many times because he doesn't know how to get to the
And-
be a real hero.
And I think putting J.K. Simmons as Omni-Man is...
you can hear it.
Yeah. You told...
And tell him what I found.
Well, it's not a spoiler, but I think in the second or third episode, there's an alien who comes, whose name is Ellen the Alien, and you told me by the end of it, wait, isn't it Seth Rogen? And I told you, no way. And then you saw that it is Seth Rogen, and if I'm not mistaken, he's executive producer on the show.
Yeah.
So it was a fun thing, and
You can miss his voice, you know.
yeah, but you know, you don't want to expect someone like
No,
this
no,
to come
no.
for like a line or two in
So
a second.
let's.
And now we're gonna talk about
Yeah.
a big the core of both of these shows, and I think it's on the third season of The Boys and this first season of Invincible. There are gonna be spoilers from here, so I'm gonna put a timestamp on when we start talking about spoilers. I told you about this, and you understood it after I told you. You didn't think about it when we saw it. I think at the core of both of these seasons is a relationship between a father and a son. In Invincible, it's really you can really see it between Omni-Man and Invincible, especially at the end when he tells him the entire truth, and it's like, okay, that was so unexpected and it was so brutal, and you can, even though it's an animated show, you could feel
there is a fight
sad.
between father and son. It's like in the Bible stuff.
And it's
Think about it.
it's not only
It's
a
basically
battle,
like a father almost killed his son
it's
for the cause.
yes,
No cause, but
and it's so emotional.
Yeah.
I think the last time that I saw emotional fight between a father and a son is in Star Wars between Luke and Vader.
Yeah.
And even in Empire Strikes Back is more relatable to this one, where Vader beats
like Vader
Luke.
almost killed Luke.
Yeah, in Empire when he cuts off his hand
And
it's-
here there is Omni-Man fight his son, doesn't want to
and both of these sons fight their fathers
for what the father are.
and
Try
about
to
the truth.
and the truth
And-
and they're trying to remind the fathers that they are
good inside and that they can be better.
Yeah.
But both of them, in both of these fights, you can see the sons learning about the truth about their fathers and still believing they are good in
the
them.
hard truth.
But you can see the emotion in both of them, and it's something really beautiful, especially in Invincible. Even though Omni-Man beats Invincible very much,
Omni-Man
it's
is
so emotional, and you feel like, well, maybe Omni-Man could change, because you can see even Omni-Man has pain when he hits him.
Yeah.
He didn't want to hit him. He didn't want to beat him, and it's really sad, and it's emotional. It's so emotional, and it sets the second season. And in The Boys, it's a bit more vague, but it is the core, I think. You know, Homelander wants to see Ryan, and Butcher doesn't let him because he knows what will happen if Ryan sees Homelander.
And Butcher
Butcher is the son of Soldier Boy. So it's about the relationship between a father and a son.
Butcher,
Yeah, not Butcher. Oh my God. No. Homelander is the son of Soldier Boy.
but Butcher's wife
Is the
was raped.
by Homelander is the mother of Ryan, so
and they have son.
it's really complicated there.
Definitely.
But you know, Homelander just wanna be loved. He wants to have a father figure because he never had one. He was born in
In the lab experience.
in a lab. It was just an experiment.
Yeah, definitely.
And when he sees Soldier Boy and he learns that his father, he believes that they could be a family, a father, a son, and a grandson.
Yeah.
And it's so emotional when Soldier Boy tells him that he's a wuss and he wouldn't raise him like that. That he's a girl. He cries and he shows his emotion.
Yeah.
It's not man-like. And there's a fight over there, and you see Ryan starting to understand his father Homelander more than he understands Butcher.
Yeah.
Because he has the same problem of not having a father figure.
Yeah.
And
No,
by-
Butcher has a father. But
No,
his
not
father
Butcher.
is-
Homelander doesn't have a father
Yeah,
figure
but
just
Butcher,
like
Butcher
Ezra.
has a father,
And
a
he's
very,
abusive
very bad,
father.
a bad father.
Abusive father.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of relationship between
Yeah.
father and the son.
all
in
the
Boys. The complicated relationships in this show.
Yeah.
And the season 3 ended, of course, this is a spoiler section, where someone throws a can at Ryan when Homelander shows his son, and then Homelander just vaporizes him with his eyes, and then everybody cheers him, even though he kills him.
No, they stop for a moment.
And then someone
And then
says,
someone-
hell yeah, and then everybody's clapping, and
Yeah,
he's like,
this-
he has the realization that
Yes.
even humans can be crazy.
Okay.
And it's a bit
Exactly.
of, I don't want to say on stuff that happened in the real world,
Yeah.
but there's a huge...
Everyone figure out by themselves where it come
what
from.
it
Where's
means.
the idea come from?
Yes.
So I think that
Amazon
we-
did an amazing job
Yeah.
with both of these shows.
thumbs up for Amazon for
Yeah.
the courage. It's very brutal. Very
Both
brutal.
of these shows are 18
Yeah.
plus.
18 plus, but they're completely brutal and no limits at all.
And of course in The Boys you have the Herogasm episode, which
No,
is
it's
hilarious, as if you've seen on the internet parts of it.
Don't show it to
No, this is really
someone
not an episode.
not in the
It's
right
not an
age.
episode for the kids. I mean, the entire show isn't for kids. The Boys. Amazon did something so unique, and
I think they knew that they cannot fight the DC,
they can't fight
Marvel.
Marvel
They cannot-
by making a Marvel clone.
all of the same, again good and always good and fighting their bad.
And one,
It's a little bit boring.
and I want to say to you something.
This is something
It's
else.
It's different. It's much better than.
I
what
hope
we used to.
that we will see in the future
And
things like that.
And I want to say something. I don't know if you'll agree with me, but after seeing both of these shows, I have a problem seeing superheroes, regular superhero movies by either DC
Because
or Marvel.
I think because it looks funny.
It doesn't
not
feel real
real.
anymore.
Yeah, it's like a fake.
Because I know what real superheroes would have been. You know what I'm saying?
Like real should be.
I'm not talking about effects. I'm not talking
No,
about
no, no,
CGI
no,
or
no.
visual effects. I'm
No.
talking about the story and
Yeah.
what the character represents. It
They
feels-
cannot be. In the first time, they present to us as a perfect. I don't know, humans. They're not exactly humans, but they are perfect. We should try to
Adore
be like
them.
them,
Adore
them,
them.
and try to be like them. They're perfect. They're helping. They're good. Or whatever. But it doesn't work like this.
No, it's
In
not
every-
the real world.
In every good thing, there is a bad thing.
And we have Giancarlo Esposito in a bit of a role here. As
He's
and I do hope they bring him back.
you know who is a reply to.
Yes,
yeah.
and I'm not going to say names here because I don't want to get any strikes or anything like that.
Start with W.
Yeah, it's it's great shows by Amazon. And something new today, I think we're gonna do a scale of 1 to 6. 6 being a masterpiece,
Okay.
5 great, 1 terrible. And what would you rate Invincible, and what would you rate The Boys on a scale of 1 to 6 or 1 to 5? Would you prefer?
For me, I give both of them 6. Even though Invincible, it's not a CG graphics best ever I ever saw. Okay.
No,
It's
we have Love, Death and Robots to know what animation
and
could be.
Elita like this. It's not like this. It's not
But the story, the main
the
core.
story. It's the
It's the
very
core of
important-
everything.
Yeah. If you have
Without
the
a
best,
good story, and our next video will talk about what an amazing show could be, but if a story isn't good and you have everything else, it doesn't help.
doesn't help you how good it looks. So for me, it's 6 to both of them.
I think
For the daring, for the result, it's a surprise. It's a good surprise.
I can agree with that.
And-
I think for me, Invincible is a 5 because sometimes it does drag a bit. I don't think it is. It's a great show. 5 is still great. 5 out of 6, it's still great. I think The Boys, is a masterpiece
Yeah.
for me. I think The Boys could be a
Homelander
seven,
should get
a 7 out of 6. Homelander
should get an Emmy.
There should be like 5-6 Emmys to this show about writing, acting.
And if you doesn't get an Emmy, it's a hypocrite.
Yeah. If Anthony Starr doesn't get, doesn't get an Emmy
You should get.
for Homelander on season 3 next year because they weren't eligible to enter this year, I think I don't want to say anything bad about the Emmys, but I think the Emmy would lose a lot of credibility if they don't give him an Emmy. Even Carl Urban could get an Emmy. I think both of them can, as a supporting
I think
actor.
it's about time that sci-fi
Superhero fantasy
it's time
would
to
get
reward.
recognition if it's good, not just because.
Of course.
If it's good, it doesn't matter what genre it is.
Exactly. So
I don't
very,
know how.
very recommended. Must see.
Extremely recommended. I don't know how long this is. I think it could be our longest video.
Yeah, and I want to add, in both series, the magic is there
Yeah, there's magic.
from the beginning.
So thank you so much for watching.
Thank you.
And as always, we are the Movie Busters, and our next video will not take 3 weeks, so
No.
a month. So goodbye.
Bye bye.